Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the next topic, that is landslides, and what are the types, causes and how we can prevent, and what are the measures to prevent the landslides. Basically we have to go from the definition. So what do you understand? Landslide is nothing but the land slip. Here, the part of the land is being slipped from one position to another position, from higher to lower elevation, like that. It is a geological phenomenon where it includes a wide range of ground movement. Like there will be some rockfall, deep failure of slopes, and also a shallow debris flows will occur in landslides. Here, the landslides can occur in offshore, coastal, and onshore environments also. Although the action of gravity is the primary driving factor for the landslides to occur. This is the important point you have to understand. Let me write down. This is the first important point, that landslides can also occur in offshore, coastal, and onshore environments. What is the second point you have to remember? What is the primary driving force here? Action of gravity. So the action of gravity is the primary driving force to occur the landslide. We can also tell that it is downward and outward movement of the slope, which is forming the materials composed of rocks, soils, artificial fills, or sometimes the combinations of both, one or more. Here there will be separating of falling, sliding and flowing. These are the three important points you have to remember. It may be quite slowly process or sometimes quick process. What are the three things it may happen? It can be falling process, it can be sliding process, or it can be flowing process. So this is the idealized slump earth flow, showing some commonly used nomenclature for labeling the parts of landslide. See, this is the upper part, uppermost part is called the crown. This is very important. We generally know the meaning of crown, the upper part. Similarly here, this is the crown, the uppermost part. Here in the crown region, we will see the crown cracks. And this region which is associated with the crown is known as main scarp. And here it is called the head part, the lower of the crown. And also the lower surface is called the surface of rupture, where the rupture of the landslide will occur. And this is the main body where the whole rock gets slided. And this one is called toe of the surface of rupture. Okay, this is mainly called the separation or the surface of separation. And the lower part here is known as foot, and the most lower part is known as the toe. The cracks which are associated with the toe are called radial cracks. And these are some of the transverse ridges which are associated with the toe and the foot part. And these are some transverse cracks. There are also some minor scarp which is shown here. See, after the disposition of the land. Here, coming to the classification with respect to the depth of slide. Let us see what is a classification. There are actually four main types. The first one is surface slide, shallow slide, deep slide and very deep slide. Let us see how they are differentiated with the help of the maximum depth. This maximum depth is measured in meters. The slide is said to be surface slide if the maximum depth is less than 1.5 meter. What is the second one? Shallow slide. Here the maximum depth is between 1.5 to 5 meters. What is the third one? Deep slide. Here the maximum depth is 5 to 20 meter. What is the fourth one? Very deep slide. It is greater than 20 meter. So these are all the different types of landslides which is tabulated here. Coming to the type of movement, there are actually falls, topples and slides. Again, slides are divided into two types, rotational and translational. There are also lateral splits, flows and complex. Here the type of material will be bedrock and engineering soil. This engineering soil is divided into two types, predominantly coarse and fine. Depending upon the bedrock, if it is a rock fall and debris fall and earth fall, it will be a falls. These falls are these many types. Topples, rock topple and debris and earth rock topple. Here slides, rock, debris and earth. Again coming to lateral spreads, rock, debris and earth. Flows also will be same, deep creep and soil creep, and complex combination of one or more above type of movements. So first one is the rotation and translational landslide. What do you mean by rotational slide? It is commonly will show very slow movement along the curved rupture path. Okay, it is a curved rupture path, it will show very slow. Coming to the translational slide, they are actually rapid, sudden. Okay, rapid. There will be sudden movement along a plane of distinct weakness between overlying slide material and more stable underlying slide material from upper to the lower side. See, coming to the block slide and rock fall, this is a diagram which is showing. This is the surface rupture, okay. And rock fall, it will be like this. Let me show you the definition. Generally, block slide is nothing but the translational slide. Here the mass moving will consist a single unit or sometimes a few closely related units. They generally move from downward slope as a relatively coherent mass. Like they relatively one to other, it will be moving like that. Coming to the rock fall, it is nothing but a free or bounding fall of rock debris, mainly downstream slope will occur. It is mainly under the influence of the gravity. This is very important, okay? Gravity. Coming to the topple and debris flow, so this is how it looks. This topple failure will involve the forward rotation and movement of the mass of mainly the rock, earth or debris. Okay, this is how suddenly it will get forward rotation and movement. Coming to the debris flow, here what happens is in debris flow fast moving landslides will occur, see here suddenly, which are particularly very dangerous to life and property. They destroy a lot of objects in their path and often strike without warning. There will be no warning also. This is very dangerous. So coming to the debris avalanche and earth flow. What do you mean by debris avalanche and earth flow? Here a debris avalanche is nothing but it is a sudden catastrophic collapse. It is also known as sudden falling of the landslide. It mainly comes from an unstable slide. Here you can see this is a unstable slide. It will suddenly fall where it is very dangerous and there will be a loss in the property and life. Coming to the earth flow, what do you mean by earth flow? Here it is a downslope viscous flow of fine grained materials. So it flows like a water, like liquid. It will be a viscous flow. Generally it will have saturated with water and it moves under the pull of gravity. Okay, it will flow like a water because what will flow? The water which is mixed with the grained materials will be flowing under the pull of gravity. So the other one is creep. What do you mean by creep? Creep is nothing but the slowest type of mass movement. It is a very slow movement of mass. Almost all the slopes consisting of unconsolidated materials will creep a few that is millimeters up to several centimeters per year. It is not even visible because the movement is very slow. So sometimes the movement will be from to even kilometers to centimeters. So creep may produce tilting of objects such as fence posts, telephone poles and retaining walls because it also causes curved trunks in trees and also creep. See here you can see due to the creep there is a bending in the trees. Coming to the lateral spread, what do you mean by lateral spread? It is nothing but the finite lateral movement of gently to steeply sloping. Gently to the steep sloping. Here what happens is the saturated soil deposit will caused by the earthquake induced liquefaction. Like a liquefaction here. This will get flowing from gently to steeply sloping area. So there are few factors which will control the slope stability. What is the first factor? That is nothing but the slope angle and the material properties. Here we have to understand that The steep slopes with loose sediment are at high risk of the mass movement. That is, the mass movement will be very random. That is nothing but the steepest stable slope for loose unconsolidated sediment varies from practically the particle size and also the shape. So the fine sand, what is the angle? It is 35 degrees. For coarse sand, it is 40 degrees, and for angular pebbles, it is 45 degrees. So we can very nicely tell that it is more dangerous, the fine sand. So the maximum stable slope angle is nothing but the angle of repose. So the angle of repose of fine sand is 35 degrees, coarse sand is 40 degrees, and angular pebbles is 45 degrees, which is stable. What is the second factor? That is cutting into slope. Here we have to be very careful in cutting the slopes. We can't cut wherever we want for the construction of the building roads and buildings. So it will increase the risk of the mass movement by making slope more steeper. So one has to be taken care while cutting the slope. What is the third factor? It is fire, because it can remove the vegetation and also it decreases the slope stability. Therefore, increasing the potential for erosion, also mass movement will take place. So this is one of the factor which will control the slope stability. What is the fourth one? It is nothing but the amount of water. It is amount of water will play a major role which will affect the slope stability, especially for loose sediments. If you take dry sand, see, this is how it looks. Water will be in some pore spaces which will bind the particles. Here, these are the pore spaces which are filled with air. Coming to the water saturated sand, it will look like this. So these are the three different types which are looking. This is moist sand. This is water saturated sand. Water saturated, where water will be between all the particles which will keep them bind. Okay, which will help them to flow. These are some of the causes of landslides. There will be like geological, weak material, erosion is one of the cause, intense rainfall, human or man-made excavations, earthquake shaking, and volcano eruption. These are all some are natural and some are man-made. These are all causes of landslides which are very dangerous. Some can be arrested, some cannot be arrested. So the people who are giving their time and life for this subject, geologist, are using a variety of classification schemes to describe these causes of landslides. Because of this wide variety of causes, there will be no single scheme, but yet they are trying to develop which will address all the type of landslides in one scheme. There are actually external causes, where external causes we have, first one is the geometrical change, the second one is unloading, third one is loading, fourth one is shocks and vibrations. The main parts of geometrical change are gradient, height and slope length. These are all the factors which will affect the geometrical change. Coming to unloading, natural and human induced factors are the main reasons. In the loading also we have natural loading and human induced. Natural loading, like further, naturally there will be some loading on the surface of the earth, okay, like volcano when it get erupted, like that. Coming to shocks and vibrations, single and multiple or continuous shocks may be reasons for external. During the earthquakes, during the volcanoes and during the tsunamis we can take place. Coming to the internal, the first one is the progressive failure, okay. In the progressive failure, we have expansion and swelling, fissuring, strain, softening, and stress concentrating. These are the four factors which fall under this failure. The second one, internal, is weather. It can be physical property changes like swelling and chemical changes. And the third one is seepage erosion. Here, removal of cements and removal of fines are the factors which will concentrate the seepage erosion. Coming to the fourth one, that is water regime change. Here, saturation, rise in water table, and excess pressure drawdown are the main reasons of water regime changes. There are also human causes like excavation of slope, which is very dangerous, but we never know. But we excavate the slope at its toe also, it is very dangerous. It will help the upper region to fall very quickly because this is the stability of the whole slope. And also loading of slope or at its crust, this is very very dangerous. We are adding the load, that too not in stable condition, unstable condition. Other one is drawdown, mainly due to the reservoirs. Another one is deforestation. We are cutting down the forest, which is very dangerous. The fifth one is irrigation. It is also a human cause. Mining, artificial vibration, and water leakage from utilities. This graph is very important, which will give the zone significance of landslides. Generally, the zones are divided into four types: severe to very high, high, moderate to low, and unlikely. This is only for the extra knowledge. You can just go through it, okay? And what are the each and every one significance? It clearly mentioned. See, this is a zonation of the map which is showing the landslide affected states. The dark green is highly affected, light green is moderately affected, and the white one is marginally affected. This is how the India is zoned. Thank you.